I want to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix this because this might be a campus issue as far as routing is concerned. So I should be able to ping that gateway, but for whatever reason I can't. Because I'm all connected on the same network. Says that goes. No, me and this nothing to do with it. It's just the okay. That's fine. Do this. I need to set a route on the router for this network. So IP route 192.168.222.0, which is that network down here below the ASA. You see that? It's class C. And the next hop would be where? What would be the next hop address? I'm on the router, I'm on R1. I'm setting a route so that traffic from here or here coming through can get here. Command is IP route, the network 192.168.222.0. 255.255.255.0. Where does that traffic have to go to get there? Anybody? What network? What IP address actually? And what network? Give you a clue. I haven't defined it anywhere yet. It's on the map. The 10 network. 10.0.0.2. So traffic coming inbound. Now I want to get to this network. This router doesn't know about this network. So I got to tell it, in order to get to this network, you got to go through this IP address. .2. That's all I'm saying. Okay. And then I'm going to go to interface fast Ethernet 01 and address it. IP add 10.0.0.1 and turn it on. There. So that's all I'm going to do for R1 right now. I'm going to come on to the ASA. And like I said, we're going to get into working with the interfaces, NAT, PAT, etc. So here's the first thing we're going to do. Alright, this is Ethernet 0 up here at the top, the outside address, the outside interface. This is Ethernet 1, 01, bottom, 192.168.222.2, the inside interface. So I'm going to be working with Ethernet 00 and Ethernet 01. As you can see, they're not configured. So if I can go into them, just like a router, Ethernet 00. What's one of the first things I have to do? Anybody? IP address, absolutely. So the outside address is IP address or IP add 10.0.0.2. It's class C. All right, good. What do I have to do next? I could no shut, sure. Perfect. What do I have to do next? A little bit different on a firewall. Remember on Monday I talked about this a little bit? There's two other commands you have to do. They're right there. Okay? Now, if I'm working with the two default named interfaces, outside and inside, what's it going to do automatically? It's going to give me my security level, right? But if I'm naming it something else, if I'm naming it Timbuktu, I have to give it a security level. But if I'm using outside or inside, it will automatically set it to a default. So if I use the name if command, and this is the outside interface, name it outside like that, hit enter, it sets the security level to 0 by default. Alright? Now, if I exit out, I should be able to ping 10.0.0.2. Yeah. I should also be able to ping 10.0.0.1, which is my router. Not a problem. That's great. Let's go to the inside interface, Ethernet 0.1. And it is on the 192.168.222 network. So, it's the first thing I need to do. IP add 192.168.222.2. Class C. What's the next thing I gotta do? Oh, shut. Good job. What's the next thing I gotta do? Name if. And this is going to be named what? Inside. Very good. You guys learned fast. And it sets the security level to 100 automatically. Perfect. Now, if I exit out, I hope, ping myself, which I can. Hope I can ping the VM adapter, which I can. And I hope I can ping this VM, which I can. So now, unfortunately, I can't ping the gateway here on campus network, but from this router, I can ping the ASA. ASA can ping the router. The ASA can now ping the router, and the ASA can ping the VM. So next, let's work a little bit on the routing on the ASA. Does the ASA need to do any routing? It needs one route. Because it knows the inside network, it knows the 192.168.222 network, it knows the TIN network because it's connected. It has IP addresses on interfaces within those networks. Great. But it doesn't know where the rest of the world is. So I need a default route to the rest of the world. So, the syntax for a route in an ASA is slightly different for a static route versus a router, because you have to give it the route command. It's not IP route, it's just route. You have to tell it what interface it's exiting. The outside interface, the inside interface, or another named interface. Okay, and then the rest of it's the same. The network you want to go to, the subnet mask, and the next hop. So it looks a little bit like this. If I want to do a default route and match anything that's not connected, or that does not have another static route, it's the same as a default route on a router, all zeros. So, I want to route. Do I want to route traffic to the world through this interface or through this interface? Okay, what's this interface name? Outside, good job. So route outside, all zeros. What's the next hop? IP address. On the firewall. Perfect. 10.0.0.1. That's it. That's it. Now the firewall can get to the rest of the world. Okay? So, big question, Big test now. Okay. Ping 192.168.222.2. I can ping that firewall from my VM. Now let's see if I can ping the router, which is 10.0.0.1. Nope. So there poses a problem. There poses a problem. Okay? What's a firewall supposed to do? It's supposed to block traffic, of course. So it's doing its job. So we need to do a couple things. First off, we need to set up a network address translation for this server. Now, here's a little bit of a trick. I want it to still be seen as 192.168.222. All right, so I'm going to do what we call a one-for-one NAT. So on the ASA, how you set up a NAT is with the static command. Then a parenthesis, the closest network, which is the inside, which would be inside, comma, the furthest network, which would be outside, close parenthesis, space, and then it's flipped. It's the global address, local address. Which in this case, they're going to be the same. They're going to be the same. Still doesn't work because I'm still blocking the traffic as it tries to come back in. So I have to set up an ACL, apply it to the outside interface. So I need to write an ACL. Access, list. And when writing an ACL in a firewall, it's best to use the interface names via their direction. So, for example, this ACL, I got to determine where I'm going to put it. So, my firewall, I'm not blocking traffic going out, but I'm blocking traffic coming back. So, I want to put this ACL on that interface that's blocking traffic, which is this one right here. It's also closest to any threat. So, this is the outside interface, right? This is the inside interface. So I'm going to write my ACL outside to inside. This is the outside to inside. If I were to write an egress, I would write it inside to outside and I'd put it here. So I can write it outside to inside or just simply out to in. Alright, and then the syntax follows the same guidelines as a router ACL. Permit. In this case, I'm going to write an ICMP access list. ICMP, any, from anywhere to anywhere. Okay. That's all I should need to do for now. Then I have to apply it. Now, here's one change from doing it in routers. In a firewall, in an ASA, your access group, you still have to apply the access list with an access group command. You do not go into the interface. You do it in global configuration mode. So, access group, the name of the access list, out to in, and the direction. So this is traffic coming in, so it'll be inbound. So out to in, space in. Oh, what interface is going on? My fault. In this case, it's interface outside. So in, interface, outside. So coming in the outside interface. Now, hopefully, this is not messed up. Voila, it works. Okay? Let's pause there for a second. Let's review what we did.